Hi, I'm Crystal, and thank you so much for joining me for Warrenist Live, where we celebrate the art, culture, lifestyle, and people of Warren County, North Carolina, and beyond. Before we get started, be sure to like, follow, share, comment, all that good stuff so we can continue to spread the good word about what's going on in Warren County, okay? All right, so my guest today is Norlina Police Chief Keishawn Mays. He's returning today to give us an update on what's been going on in Norlina and also to make a huge announcement. So thank you so much for joining me again today.
No problem. Thank you for having me. Um,
Awesome. So, what has happened since the last time you've been on the show?
well, right now we're actually getting all of our cameras installed and we're moving forward on that, putting up a lot of infrastructure and trying to get everything set up to where that the Wi-Fi bands and the cameras and everything will work together and work well and pretty much just move forward so that everybody can have all the benefits from this system.
Okay. So what has been the feedback?
Well, a lot of people are excited. It's something different. It's something new, and people are actually happy to see it. Even the outside of the police department, even with a better presentation and looking better. Um, Although we're not a big, huge city, people are happy that we are going an extra step to get technology that better serves the community.
Awesome, awesome. So I'm not gonna, keep anyone waiting. So can you tell us what your big announcement is?
Well, I've done a lot of thinking, done a lot of talking, had a lot of people come to me as well, and I've made the decision that in 2022 that I was going to put my name in a hat and run for sheriff for Warren County.
Wow. 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 Okay. So for those who don't know, the current sheriff of Warren County is Sheriff Johnny Williams, who, far as yes, he's the longest, he's held the position the longest of anyone in North Carolina in history. So he made history by being sheriff for this long period. So my question is what has motivated you to become a candidate for the sheriff of Warren County?
That's a good question. I would probably say the number one thing that's motivated me is the love for my home. The love I have for Warren County. The things that we're doing here in Norlina is exciting, and it's next level on the grand scheme of progress. And I don't think that it would be fair for myself to just minimize that to Norlina. I think that the entire county could benefit, from a different progression and some growth in technology. And there really isn't any other motivation other than me just wanting the citizens to have more and costing them less. The things that we're advancing in Norlina, on the larger scale, happens in larger metropolitan areas like Chicago and Cincinnati. And even though we're not that big, but our citizens are still just as important and deserve the absolute best. Proactively preventing from being a part of statistics, categories such whether it's big as, being in a bank robbery or simply as somebody taking a hammer off the back of your truck at Food Lion. We need to get back to the days where you're comfortable enough to leave your car doors open in Food Lion. Not to say that you would, but just in that sense of comfortability. 20 years ago, we were at that time where today's technology wasn't needed, in the realm of policing and public safety. But as we all know, 20 years later, things have changed, and we have to advance not only to stay with the change, but actually get ahead of the curve. And we have to utilize everything that we can to provide the best safety for our citizens and give everybody that's in that grand scope of helping in public safety every necessary piece of equipment to do so. And that is utilizing technology to the max.
So in your opinion, what benefits or improvements can you bring to the sheriff's office?
Mm, Well, I think, the number one thing that I would, look to do is, investment in staff, with, proper training, better benefits, and incentives for deputy retention, while creating a budget that doesn't require, the taxpayers to pay more money, using grants and different programs that's been around for years, that nobody has really pursued. If you look at the town of Norlina, in the recent 2 years, we've advanced so much utilizing grants and special funding. And these avenues has been around for over 10 years, and, I've been one that has, advocated and utilized these things. And so quickly, the outlook of Norlina Police Department has changed. We're moving forward and actually leading the area, not just inside of the county, but outside of the county as well in technology. And we're really becoming one of the first departments to truly become a digital style of policing with utilizing the cameras. Because in our community now, when our citizens wants to know the truth of what happens, the number one things that we're looking at are cameras and recordings and different things like that. So, and that is the new digital style of policing. And if the citizens of the county, the citizens of the state, the citizens of the country demand the truth through a digital style of policing, then we need to provide it.
Right, right. And then also I'm gonna include the link in the description and also in the comments. You did go into greater detail about the cameras and what they'll do and how specialized they are. As far as like being able to keep the community safe and monitoring, everything. So, but and we already touched on it a little bit, but in what way or how can you see the county growing or changing in the upcoming years?
Just the thought of the possibilities of, the things that we can change are exciting. And when you talk about the need for technology and, just the basic needs of even, every officer having body cameras, having car cameras, functioning computers that's with the current time. I have a lot of great ideas for, advancement, but I think most importantly, what we need to be focusing on is the youth in the community and giving programs that are, structured to teach them and give them tools to be successful. And even still now, somebody in our community is listening to this message, and one day they will grow up and be the sheriff of our county. And we have to make sure that we prepare every child with the opportunity to become the next leader of our community. And we need to create a generational wealth of knowledge, standards, and good morals.
Right now, often we hear about the bad cops, but there are good cops as well. How would you define or what is your opinion of a good police officer?
That can go in many different ways. People have their own views of officers and what an officer should look like. But I would say, in my personal opinion, I would say a good officer is an officer who cares about other people and the community that they serve. A good officer is one who will try to educate people about the law. A good officer is one that will treat everybody with respect and dignity, no matter the situation. And a good officer truly knows, his or her boundaries.
Mhm, mhm. And we also talked about in the previous interview as well about the salaries. When you pay well, people well, they will do what they're supposed to. Um,
Yeah. And I firmly believe that. And, in here in the county, we have a lot of people who care about the county, and that is without a doubt. And for our citizens to get the best product, you have to have officers and people in those positions who do not have to think about finding another job in order to support their household, or even having to have a second job to support their household. And it's a much better environment for everyone involved, and the citizens get a much better product from the public safety department.
okay. Um, so your Facebook page will be live momentarily. So I'll be providing that link for others who want to follow and keep up with any news updates or any um just to find out what's going on. So is there anything else you would like to say?
um, I think we covered. The basis of what we need to cover now. I have a lot of great ideas and a lot of great plans, for growth moving forward in the future. And as we get closer to that time, I plan to share those things. And And I give everybody the opportunity to reach out to me, to talk to me, to ask me any question that you want to. You know, tell me what your vision is. Tell me what you would like to see, because that's the most important thing. And truthfully, you know, we really need to bring programs and things back for our youth. Years ago we used to have certain things that was provided through the school system and different things like that. And with the way that policing is going, and although we're not touched the same way that other places are with issues that we have going on, but as a child growing up here in Warren County, I know how it is, not to have much to do and not have many outlets, other than sports. And we need to be able to truly teach our young people how to be not only the next leaders of Warren County, but the next leaders of the nation.
I totally agree. I agree. So we're gonna say, good luck. May the best person win. Thank you all so much for joining me for Warrenist Live. To For updates or anything about what's going on in Warren County, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We're on YouTube as well at the Warrenist. So everyone have a wonderful day, and thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you.